Hello there you guys, welcome to another of my videos. Jose Mourinho claims he was not given time to be successful at Manchester United. He is eyeing a long-term stay at Tottenham. And he's done quite well with Tottenham, to be fair. We sacked Jose Mourinho in December 2018. But Mourinho did respect the club's decision. He did endure 2.5 years at Manchester United. He won the Europa League, the League Cup and the Community Shield in his first season. And obviously we got second place in his second season, but we was trophyless in his second season. But I'll give you the reasons why it didn't work out under Jose Mourinho is because he had bad disputes with our board. Mourinho made it clear to our board in the summer of 2018 that he wanted a centre-half in. Obviously, he never got that centre-half. And he had bad disputes with the top players. And I've got to say, we actually appointed Jose Mourinho in too late. Obviously, Tottenham have got a big game against Liverpool at Anfield tonight. So that's the breaking news on that. Now on my next video, I will be giving you my reaction to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's press conference ahead of our game against Sheffield United tomorrow night. We should be beating Sheffield United tomorrow night. Like I mentioned on the preview, Sheffield United are abysmal. They are sitting bottom of the league. They're going to get relegated this season. They haven't won a game yet in the league this season. They've registered just 1 point from their opening 12 games. And Sheffield United have failed to win any of their last 7 league games at Bramall Lane. The game at Bramall Lane last season was 3-3. Like I mentioned, we overcame a 2-goal deficit. But the game at Old Trafford was 3-0 and Anthony Martial had scored a hat-trick. Surprised at Sheffield United because they actually did very well last season. I think they finished at 8th or 9th. And I give Chris Wilder a lot of credit last season. But he has got Sheffield United all the way from League One to the Premier League though, hasn't he? He's been Sheffield United manager since 2016. Before he was at Sheffield, he managed Northampton, Oxford, Halifax, and he's also managed Alfred Town. Sheffield United have got a few players out for tomorrow night. Obviously, Jack O'Connell's out. That's guaranteed because he's out for the season. Keane Bryan's also out. And Oliver McBurney, I think, is out. And he's one of Sheffield United's key players. We beat Sheffield United tomorrow. That's 10 away wins in a row for Man United in the Premier League. We've been very good away from home. We've won our last 9 away games in a row in the league. And we haven't lost away from home in the Premier League since January. So we have gone almost a year now without losing away from home in the league. And that's a very, very good record. After Sheffield United, we have got Leeds United. That's going to be a massive game on Sunday. The old rivalry's back. But it's not going to be easy for us because Leeds United's football is expansive. They've got a good manager in Marcelo Bielsa. They've also got good players. They've obviously got Rodrigo. They got him during the summer. They've got Patrick Bamford, one of their key players. They've got Alioski. They've got Diego Llorente, but he's not going to be available for Sunday because he's injured. They got him during the summer. Leeds have obviously got Rafinha, another one of their key players. They got him during the summer. They've obviously got Calvin Phillips. He's come back not so long ago. They've got that Click, who I think's made an impact for Leeds. They've got Liam Cooper as well. I don't think a lot of Leeds fans rate Jack Harrison. Jack Harrison His crossing isn't that good. They've obviously got Robin Koch. He's out for the game on Sunday. He's out until January. Leeds got him during the summer. They've got Adam Forshaw. He's out with injury. They've got Berardi. He's out with injury. They've got Stuart Dallas as well. Pretty good player. So yeah, really looking forward to the game. It's going to be the first Premier League meeting between Man United and Leeds since 2004. Leeds did get relegated back in 2004, so they was out of the top flight for 16 years or so. They won the championship last season. That was their first trophy in 28 years. You know, the last time we played Leeds was pre-season in the summer of 2019. Beat them 4-0 in Australia. Played them back in 2011 in the League Cup. Beat them 3-0. And obviously lost to them back in 2010. 1-0. It was a goal from Jermaine Beckford, and that was in the FA Cup. After Leeds, it's Everton in the Carabao Cup. That's going to be a hard game. And then it's Leicester. So games are coming up thick and fast for Manchester United. Now, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will still be Man United manager in the new year, I think. He could still be Man United manager until the end of this season. Now, it is good that we are making plans for next year. It recently said that we might have to change our transfer plans for the January transfer window because at least 2 players are potentially leaving. Solskjaer is furious with our transfer plan for January. I gave you the news, didn't I, on Paul Pogba earlier on today. Sky Sports Italy have said that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was reportedly furious with Mino Raiola. Because he announced that Paul Pogba could leave Manchester United in the January transfer window. Mino Raiola, though, recently made a fresh statement saying that, you know, it's unlikely Paul Pogba will leave in January because top deals are hard to get done in January. And he said, you know, he can leave next summer. But Mino Raiola told 2 Sport last week that Paul Pogba's career at Manchester United is over. He said he's unhappy and he has to leave. And he says he's got no intentions of signing a new contract. So you already know the news on Paul Pogba. Anyway, there has been a lot of players on our agenda. I think next year we are going to go in for the likes of Jadon Sancho. Could go in for Erling Haaland. I think we could go in for Dayot Upamecano. Don't forget at the end of the season he's going to be available for around £38 million. Could go in for Jack Grealish, you know, because we was in for him during the summer. Could also go in for Eduardo Camavinga. There has been rumours about Christian Eriksen, saying that Man United have been interested in him. We was interested in Eriksen when he was at Ajax, when he was a lot younger. But now it's saying that Christian Eriksen's got no interest in coming back to England. He wants to make a move to PSG. We're obviously going to offload players next year, so we're not only going to focus on the incomings. You know, there's still deadwood at the club that we need to get rid of. I think we need to make around 4 signings next year, maybe 5 signings, if we are to win the title or minimum compete for the title. And, you know, Solskjaer has said that we can win the Premier League title. But, you know, we haven't won the Premier League since 2013. So we haven't won that now for around 8 years. Now, Ed Woodward has come out several times to support Solskjaer. You know, he says basically, you know, he's going to back him. Even though we enjoyed the poor start to the season and that. And even though we got knocked out of the Champions League. Like I've said time and time again, I don't think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the long-term manager for Manchester United. I just think that he's way out of his depth at the club. His decision-making's very poor. He's made mistakes in a lot of games that he's managed since to come in. And I just don't think he's got that proven pedigree as a manager. Manchester United is the third club in his managerial career, but obviously before he came to us, he was at Molde. He won a few Norwegian titles at Molde, but they're not big. Before Molde, he was at Cardiff, and he enjoyed a very, very short tenure at Cardiff. The main explanation he got sacked from Cardiff is because he ended up getting Cardiff relegated. As a player, Solskjaer was very, very good. He was a super sub. He enjoyed 11 years as a player and he flourished under Alex Ferguson's guidance, but my perception on him as a manager is totally comparison to how he was as a player. But the biggest problems at Man United are obviously Solskjaer. He's won. Obviously the board, they're one of the biggest problems at the club. They've been one of the biggest problems at the club though for several years. Obviously reflecting now poor our recruitment policy's been. We've obviously overpaid for players, and the board haven't backed any of the managers enough that we've had since Alex Ferguson left. Woodward's obviously been at the football club since 2012, and the Glazers have been at the football club since 2005. You can say our defence is one of the biggest problems as well, because obviously we are leaking goals and we've fallen behind in quite a lot of games this season. Maybe you can say the goalkeeper's one of the problems at the club. David De Gea is obviously our number one, and he's been our number one for several years. But there's a lot of United fans now saying that it's the right time to put Dean Henderson as number one. And obviously we've got to obviously solve the Paul Pogba issue. But I think for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, what he needs to do is to prove he's the right manager for Man United. I think he's got to improve our performances as well as the results. Obviously, our home form's got to improve because we've only won one game at Old Trafford in the Premier League this season. So we have been enjoying our worst start at Old Trafford for around 50 years. I think this season Solskjaer's got to get us the top four and he's got to win a trophy if he's to remain Man United manager. It would represent a good season though if we did get top four and we won a trophy. And there's a good chance we could win a trophy this season. And Ollie's got to improve his decision making like I said. He has been Manchester United manager now for 2 years. I think it's nearly now his 2-year anniversary. And he's got a contract with us until 2022. Obviously, there has been a lot of talks of Maurizio Pochettino coming in to replace Solskjaer. Pochettino has been the favourite to take over at the football club. A few weeks ago, Julian Nagelsmann was on our agenda. Reports from Germany recently said that we was interested in Thomas Tuchel. Massimiliano Allegri, he's been on our agenda quite a few times. So yeah, but to be honest with you, if we did sack Solskjaer, it wouldn't really solve a lot. And I think we will sack him, just not at this present time. Ole is our 4th permanent manager since the Sir Alex Ferguson era. We've sacked 3 managers since Ferguson left, and that was David Moyes. Sacked him after, 8.5 months. He's enjoyed the shortest tenure at the club. We finished 7th under the David Moyes era. That's the lowest we've finished in the Premier League era. We sacked Louis van Gaal after 2 years, despite him winning the FA Cup. And like I mentioned, we sacked Jose Mourinho after 2.5 years. So we haven't really got the structure to keep sacking managers. We've brought around 36 players in since Ferguson left, and we've spent over £1 billion on them. So people will say, reflects on the money we've spent, we should be much more of a commanding position than we are in. I think at the moment we're sitting 8th or 9th in the Premier League, but we're only 5 or 6 points behind top top spot. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, is inheriting a lot of players even from the Jose Mourinho era, don't forget, because the vast majority of this team is Jose Mourinho's. Still a couple of players even from the Louis van Gaal era. There's only one player here now from the Moyes era, and there's only 2 players here from the Sir Alex Ferguson era. We haven't dominated English football since the Sir Alex Ferguson era, like I've said. Before Ferguson came into the equation, we was also inconsistent. Solskjaer has spent over £200 million since he became Manchester United manager. And he's enjoyed 4 transfer windows at the club. So in January, it will be his 5th transfer window at the club. Like I said, we've seen a lot of players depart the club since he got recommended in. We've seen the likes of Lukaku leave, Herrera, Darmian, Smalling, Valencia, Young, Fellaini, Sanchez, Angel Gomez. Don't forget we've also loaned a few players out. We loaned Tahith Chong out. We loaned James Garner out. Dylan Levitt, and I think we loaned Joe Pereira out again for another season. And don't forget we loaned Diego Dalot out, and we loaned Andres Pereira out. Like I said, more players will go next year. I think next year Lingard will go, Jones will go, Rojo will go, Romero will go, Igalo will go when his loan expires in January. James could go, Williams could go out on loan. Obviously, there was rumours of Dean Henson going out on loan as well. Matic could go, and Juan Mata could also go. Could even Anthony Martial possibly leave the club? And a lot of United fans are expecting Paul Pogba to leave. Ole did well last season, his first full season at the club. He got us qualification for the Champions League, got us 3rd, and he guided us to 3 semi-finals. And I like the way he has promoted the youth. So these positives to take from his tenure. I'm just disappointed that, we're back in the Europa League, because I honestly thought we was going to get to knockout stages of the Champions League, because we'd enjoyed such a good start in Europe. We obviously won at Paris 2-1. We beaten RB Leipzig 5-0. Obviously, we had that loss in Turkey against Istanbul Başakşehir 2-1, but we bounced back from that because we beat them at Old Trafford 4-1. Then obviously we only needed a point from them 2 remaining games against PSG and Leipzig, and we didn't get, that point. So we are now back in the Europa League. That's not good enough to our standards. It really, really isn't. Obviously, we have been drawn against Real Sociedad in the last 32 of the Europa League, and that's going to be a difficult game. It really, really is. Because Real Sociedad have done very well in the La Liga this season. They're sitting top. David Silva will be coming up against us. And Adnan Januzaj will be reuniting with Manchester United, won't he? But it has been up and down this season. Like I said, we've had good results and we've also had bad results as well. But yeah, our squad is definitely good enough to finish in the top 4. As it stands at the moment, I don't think it's good enough to win the title. So this is why I said we need more signings. But we've got good players in the team like Marcus Rashford, very, very good. We've got Mason Greenwood, very, very good. He's done well recently. Obviously, he's had personal issues this season. He's had injuries, and obviously at one point he was out with illness. We've obviously got Bruno Fernandes. That's very, very good. He's our best player and he's the best signing we've made since the Sir Alex Ferguson era. We've obviously got Donny van der Beek. That's very, very good. He's made 2 starts in the Premier League for Man United. We've obviously got Edinson Cavani. That's very, very good. He's enjoyed a fantastic start to his Man United career. Anthony Martial's good when he wants to be, but hasn't been good this season because he has been out of form. We've obviously got Fred, who's good. enjoyed some very good games this season. You know, Pogba can be good when he wants to be. I'll give Paul Pogba credit because recently he has stepped up. He's done well since he's come back from that ankle injury. I think Luke Shaw's good. My only element of concern about him is too injury prone. Just come back from a hamstring problem not so long ago. I think Alex Telles is also good as well. He's enjoyed a good start to his Man United career. I think Harry Maguire is good when he wants to be. Lindelof can be good when he wants to be. Wan-Bissaka is very good. But we do have his reservations about, you know, his lack of attacking intent and his distribution and that. But in games he's played well in this season, he has showed some good attacking intent. Overall, De Gea is really good. You know, a few years ago he was the best keeper in the world, was David De Gea. Now he's not the best goalkeeper in the world because in the last couple of years he has been making mistakes. You know, this is David De Gea's 10th season at Manchester United, so he's made over 500 appearances now for Man United in all competitions. I think Dean Henson's good as well. So yeah, these good players in our team. So that's about it, guys. So anyway, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.